What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be continuing my exploration into Chino Moreno's side projects with his second side project outside of Deftones, which is the band Crosses. Listened to his first side project, Team Sleep, last week. If you missed that reaction, go check that out. That album is super cool. Really unique sound and just some fantastic fucking songs on that album. So I'm very excited to get into Crosses next. I think this side project is the one I've seen the most come up throughout my comments. From my other Deftones videos and stuff. People seem to really like this one here, um, and seem to think that I will like it too. So very, very excited to check this out. So yeah, let's just get right on into it. Gonna be checking out the background behind the album here. So go ahead and skip to the reaction if you don't want to listen to this. Crosses, usually styled as Three Crosses, is an American musical side project of Deftones singer Chino Moreno and Far guitarist Sean Lopez, based in Los Angeles and formed in 2011. And so I before we continue on, I did look and see that the Crosses album that I am going to react to today, it was released in 2014, and there were two EPs that released, I think one in 2011, one in 2012, that contain songs from the album. So at first I was like, oh shit, because I didn't see those EPs on their Apple Music page, and I was like, well, wait, what? But they're the same songs that are going to be on the album, so don't have to worry about that. I'm just going to be reacting to the album today, but just thought I'd put that out there in case you're like, you know, weren't there EPs before then? There were, but they all contain the same songs, so I'm just going to react to their debut self-titled album. So history behind the project. Having recorded together previously, Deftones singer Chino Moreno began recording with childhood friend and neighbor Sean Lopez of the band Far, as well as Chuck Doom. Chuck Doom, he played on Team Sleep, I think. Also, maybe I'm wrong on that. I thought he played like bass uh, on Team Sleep, but I can't remember now. Moreno said that the project was minimal and soothing, and it's sort of like the stuff I like listening to when I'm not screaming my head off. With a tentative title of Crosses as the name of the project, they began recording over 4 hours a day, completing nearly 16 songs with plans to self-release a series of EPs. Recorded at Airport Studios in Los Angeles, their debut EP was released for free on August 2nd, 2011, with a higher quality version made available for purchase on their website. Fuck yeah. I that I gain so much respect for bands and artists that release their stuff for free for people. You know, Radiohead did that with In Rainbows, I believe, in 2007. Was that 2007? I don't remember what year exactly that came out. And King Gizzard recently, last year, they left Spotify. They pulled all of their music off of Spotify, for a myriad of reasons. But in response to like that being such a you know major thing to do, pulling your music from the world's biggest music streaming service, they released all of their albums on Bandcamp for pay. It's like pay as you go price or whatever. So basically, you can download all their albums for free and just donate whatever amount you want for downloading the album, which is just it's so cool. I love it when bands do that, and it makes more sense to do it for Crosses, I think, because it is a side project. It's not their main band, so they don't really have to worry about making money because they already are part of successful bands that pay their bills. So it makes more sense, I think, to do it as a side project. But if you're already an established band, or like Radiohead was, or like King Gizzard is now, it makes sense as well to just like gift albums to your fans for free. That's super sick. Duff McKagan of Velvet Revolver and Loaded contributed additional bass to the song This Is a Trick, while Chris Robin of Far performed live drums on the EP. Dino Campanella of the rock band Dredge has also been a live drummer for the band. Cross has contributed a previously unreleased song titled The Years to the Batman Arkham City The Album soundtrack for the game. Cool. That's a great game. Hey, shout out Batman Arkham games. This game's fucking slap. Love I love Arkham City. It was also featured in the game's Joker trailer. Cool. The second EP from Crosses was released on January 24th, 2012. In 2012, Crosses played Lollapalooza Chile in Santiago, as well as the Quilmes Rock Festival in Buenos Aires. Crosses released a vinyl single, including the tracks Option and Telepathy, from their first two EPs for Record Store Day 2012. The band also released an official remix of the Rob Zombie song Dragula, appearing on Zombie's 2012 album Mondo Sexhead. Oh fuck. At the end of 2012, Telepathy appeared on the soundtrack for the video game Need for Speed Most Wanted, and they're putting their shit on every video game around this time, it sounds like. A postulated third Crosses EP was not released, and Moreno put Crosses temporarily on hold while he concluded work with Deftones, the album Koino Yokin, and another side project, Palms, with ex-members of ISIS. Okay, so this all of this came out pre-Koino Yokin, pre-Palms, and he stopped working on a potential third EP when those two albums were in motion. Okay, in September 2013, Crosses signed with Sumerian Records. In October 2013, Crosses announced that a full-length album was set to be released on November 26, 2013 through Sumerian, and also posted the new track, The Epilogue, online for streaming. On November 25th, the day before the intended release date, the new track Bitches Brew was posted online for streaming on with an accompanying music video directed by Raul Gonzo, with the announcement that the album would be released on February 11th, 2014. Cross's eponymous debut contains remastered versions of all songs from the previous two LPs, as well as 5 new tracks, essentially what would have been EP3. Gotcha. Okay. The track order intermingles new tracks and songs from both EPs. On April 19th, 2014, for Record Store Day, Crosses reissued the first two EPs as well as EP3, all on colored 10-inch vinyl. Oh, I want to find that. If I like this, which I'm sure I will. I'm like, oh, if I like it, yeah, I know I'm gonna like this album, but uh, yeah, I would like to find those EPs on vinyl. That'd be cool. They're probably mad expensive though if they haven't been reissued. In 2014, Crosses appeared as part of the Australian music festival Soundwave in Adelaide, followed by a US spring tour. Style. The musical style of Crosses is often referred to as electronic, electronic rock, dark wave or dark pop, dream pop, or witch house. Okay, that's exciting. I mean, y'all know me. I like that electronic stuff. So this is getting me pumped. Fucking Witch House is crazy. A crazy genre name. Never heard that before. However, Carson O'Shoney of Consequence of Sound and Daniel Brockman of the Boston Phoenix noted that Crosses only shares a resemblance to Witch House in aesthetics and imagery, and not the group's actual music. Okay. O'Shoney said that Cross's Witch House influence is noticeable just by looking at the track list. Every song has at least one cross in it. The name of the band is Crosses. The name of the EP is Cross. Everything on the EP points to Witch House until you listen to the actual music. I've never even heard of Witch House as a genre. I didn't know that there's a whole genre. Oh, let me see. What is this? A microgenre of electronic music, which is musically characterized by high-pitched keyboard effects, heavy layered bass lines, and trap-style drum loops. Aesthetically, it employs occult and gothic-inspired themes. Okay, so the music is not going to be Witch House, but it has the vibe. The group's decision to use the imagery stems from Chino Moreno's interest in the art and mystique around religion. Moreno, however, also said, "I don't want people to think we are a religious band, a satanic band, or that we are just a witch house band. It's difficult using a religious symbol, but at the same time, I think in an artistic way, it can totally go somewhere else, and I think we are kind of walking that line." All right, cool. Okay, so it's going to be based off of the article. It's going to be kind of gothic, kind of spooky, pretty electronic, but not witch house, apparently. Even though, again, I didn't know that was even a genre until today, but that's not what it is. All right. Okay, so I got the headphones on. We are still recording. That's good. So here we are. We are at Crosses, the self-titled album. And so this is 15 tracks, only 56 minutes though. So at first I was like, oh shit, this is going to be a long ass album, but it's under an hour, so it's not too bad. It's shorter than Team Sleep was. But yeah, there's a lot of songs here, so I assume they're, well, I can look right here, dumbass. Yeah, 3-4 minute ish. Okay. So yeah, pretty consistent track lengths here. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Let's get into it. First ever listen to Crosses. Hit and play. Let's go. This is a trick. Almost like a reggaeton rhythm.
Something's changed in your face, I notice a different sparkle in those crazy eyes. Your unmistakable charade, I know it always tricks me every time. A million tears, a trillion times I've seen that glaze and glitch in your eyes. This is a trail. I know what this really What's the matter with the transformation? What you've been practicing
Wow.
for days and
Is that a guitar?
nights, while I'm watching the creation of this.
That's a crazy sound. Like, wow.
A million tears, a trillion times I've seen that glaze and glitch in your eyes. This is the trail. I know what this really. I know. This is the trail.
Cool. Let me see if it transitions. Not really. Okay. First track. This is a trick. This sounds really cool. Yeah, very uh electronic, and the like all of the production elements are very like kind of just in your face. Like that one thing, I don't know if it was a guitar with a crazy effect or a bass or a synth, but it was just so like I just almost felt it, if that makes sense, like in my ears. It was just so loud and yeah, digital, but really cool sound so far. Definitely like dark, sort of spooky gothic type vibe I'm getting from that first song. Really like how Chino sounds. Um, I like the melody. I liked the tone of his voice. I mean, it does kind of sound similar to his voice on like Diamond Eyes and Koi no Yoken because it's around that same time. So the texture of his voice is kind of in line with those albums. But yeah, I liked it. All right, let's keep going. Telepathy.
hang there on the wall. You've carved out your place, but I can tell you shake from inside. Oh, I see it all the time. The feeling's always there, just frozen in your mind from inside. I wasn't gonna play tonight, but I can't help the feelings alive. As long as you play my game, I'll let you in before your entrance wave.
Oh man, this is cool.
Before we play this game, I like to feel you break from inside. Your golden peak inside, yeah, it's showing through your stare. It's frozen us in time from inside. And I wasn't
Fuck yeah. Yeah, this is definitely different than anything I've heard from Chino so far. Just in terms of like the 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 overall just essence of these first two songs. Um like it's a lot more like yeah, like synth dream pop and just kind of straightforward, not super experimental in terms of like the songwriting or like crazy left field things. It's just very like consistent and kind of straightforward, but the all of these production elements are really cool. I really like how like there is a live drum, and based on the Wikipedia, I think one of the members of Far is playing live drums on this album, at least for some of these songs, and so I like how you can hear the live drumming underneath all of these like crazy sort of electronic samples and drum machines and everything. Uh, and I really like it in particular. Like there were moments of it kind of sounded like a video game sound uh, that the electronics were doing, like a Super Mario like coin sound or something. Um, I don't know. It's really cool so far. I'm digging this vibe. But like I said, yeah, it's totally different from like Team Sleep and definitely different from Deftones. So this is cool. Mm.
As the moon ascends, the wolves come out to see the end. They hide from view and wait to watch the ghost inside you come away. And when the shots go off, you hear them call. My heart is racing just to see it all. To watch you crawl out of your change your shape. Take all your breath and watch it come away. From the flames of the fire, I feel you crawling into my bed, throwing shapes at the sky. I watch you climb into me with your knees open.
I like this.
A display you taunt the beast again. 'Cause when you move and shake, that thing inside you comes away. As you dance against the breathing walls, my claws are out, I want to feel it all. Feel it crawl
Oh! Whoa! That last part definitely reminded me of Deftones, cause yeah, I mean, that's a very Deftones thing to do, like, end the song with some, like, hard-hitting, like, screaming switch up, uh, or breakdown, uh, that definitely reminded me of Deftones at the end there, but for the rest of the song, just super cool. Again, I mean, I keep saying cool, but, like, that's the vibe I'm getting from this album so far. Um, and I really like Chino's voice and the melodies that he's creating on these songs. Like, very catchy and very, like, earwormy, um, and not a lot softer, um, than, you know, stuff from Deftones. But it is really good. Like, I really solid singing, and I'm digging, again, like, the overall tone of this, just very kind of like creepy, dark, gothic. Uh, so yeah, let's continue on with Thholyghst. And I did see on the, like, I think it said on the Wikipedia, all of the T's on these songs were originally the crosses symbol, like, on the EPs, and I guess it's just changed for streaming because of the format. But um, yeah, like, originally, all of the T's on these song titles were the crosses symbol, which I thought was pretty cool. Cool. I saying that a lot. I'm sorry, but that's just the word that keeps coming to mind. You do what now? Oh, really getting spooky. Alright, that was pretty good. A little bit more subdued than the first couple. But I did like how the choruses were very energetic. Like the guitar was a bit more prominent. I like that acoustic guitar. I really like the sound of that guitar. Nice. I really like that one. That was very dreamy, like very dream pop sounding to me. But yeah, super pretty. Definitely the least like spooky song so far. But beautiful. Like that was just super dreamy, like I said, and ethereal, and yeah, very the vibe I'm getting from this album so far is very horny. Like I feel like this is a very horny album. Uh just based off of the lyrics I can pick up and the overall vibe and the way Chino's singing. Pretty horny. Put this on sex playlist. Mmm. Oh, I really like that drum beat.
It's a strange day. The roses are in bloom, but in a strange way. I know somehow we're doomed. Look around through the town, not a soul to be found. In silence, not a sound. There's no one around but you. In the back of the car, on our way from the bar. In silence, here we are, reminding us how we're doomed. What can I say? It's time we come to the end. We've circled around our doom, and I won't stop, not till I get what I want, and all that I want is you.
Oh, I really like how
In a
all of these
strange
drum elements are layered together.
When the sun goes down, we move into a strange phase, like we've got nothing left to lose. So we slip through the town with our heads in the clouds and silence.
I really like how he's singing this part.
For miles and miles around, fall asleep in the park underneath all the stars. In silence, here we are, reminded of how we're doomed. Can't say it's time we come to the end. We've circled around our doom. Yeah, I won't stop, not till I get what I want, and all that I want is you. Is you. All that I
I don't know what that is, that deep, 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 but I like it.
we circled around our doom. Yeah, I won't stop, not till I get what I want, and all that I want is you. Now get set, it's time we come to the end. We circled around our doom. Yeah, I won't stop, not till I get what I want. 'Cause all that I want is you.
Cool. I really like that song. That might be my favorite one so far. Cause like, yeah, I just love the overall like bounciness of that song. I love the way that Chino sounded and sang on that, especially that like pre-chorus or whatever. And the it honestly it's definitely like very dream pop, indie pop type of, especially that last song type of sound. Um, Almost kind of reminds me of something like How to Be Human from, or How to Be a Human Being from Glass Animals, or Coast Modern. I feel like those albums sound very similar to that last song in particular, because it was very like light and airy. It wasn't like like the first couple of songs that were more dark and spooky. Um, yeah, I really like that one. All right, Bermuda Locket.
tell you something. I wanna view your dreams. I wanna pull out your crazy, pour it over me. I might take you somewhere far across the seas. I need your faith, I need your everything. As you enter into my curse, our dreams reverse, and the demons burn. So I wait, anticipate to meet you tonight. Come this way, I will bring your dreams to life. I wanna move you somewhere close to ecstasy. I might tell you things some which you won't believe. I wanna view the signals that control your brain. I need a taste, I need your everything. As you enter into my curse, our dreams reverse, and the demons burn. So I wait, anticipate to meet you tonight. Just come this way, I will bring your dreams to life. From the first time I saw you to now, I have counted the years they've gone by. We'll release those demons tonight, tonight. So I wait, anticipate to meet you tonight. Just come this way, I will bring
I like this chorus a lot.
dreams to life. So I say, this occasion to meet you tonight. Just come this way, and I will bring your dreams to life.
Hell yeah. Yeah, very consistent sound on this album, from song to song.
From the haze in your chambers to your legs on the stage,
That was cool. Yeah, very consistent tone throughout this album, but all of the melodies are just super catchy and um very different from how Chino wrote on like Deftones or Team Sleep. And I don't know what all contributions um oh, what's his name? Sean Lopez from Far. I don't know what if he might have wrote a lot of the like melodies and lyrics too. I don't know, but yeah, it's a very like consistent and just straight vibe throughout this entire album. It does kind of feel like all of these songs, and I know this album is basically like a compilation of 3 EPs. Um, but it does, there aren't like any or very many cross song transitions or anything like there were on Team Sleep. It's all like very shorter segmented songs that just keep the same kind of tone throughout. But I do like it. I think it's a really, yeah, like kind of dreamy dream pop sort of vibe. I do like how some of these songs though have had more of a darker tone, and some of them I can't remember which one particular, but there's one song where there was like a more prominent guitar, because there are guitars on almost every one of these songs, but they're very like mixed back, like mixed down, in comparison to something like Deftones, which they put the guitar right in your face. In this album, it's not as prominent, and in fact, it's very mixed down in the mix. Um, and there's more of a prominence with the electronics and the vocals. But yeah, I'm digging it. I will definitely need to listen to this album several more times before I can really form a full opinion on it. But just based off of first impression, it's a very different overall style and sound than I've heard from Chino. Period. Like, yeah, but sounds really good. All right, 1994. Wow, very like. Oh.
When the sun goes down, echo out from the pages. I pop the balloon you sailed across and tip from the bottom of a tree.
like this chord progression. Brought out the slide guitar.
Just keep me where I want. You knew how good it felt to be home. Very soon we'll be erased. Forget how the contents we used, then realize that, oh God, you now aware I was in love with you. You didn't have to. Just keep me where I want. We're frozen. Yeah, we're frozen. Yeah, you knew how good it felt to be you didn't have to stop wrong. Just keep me where I want. You knew how good it felt to be yeah, you knew how good it felt to be
Wow, yeah, that was really pretty. I like that one a lot. I do love how Chino's singing on this album. Yeah, like outside of that one song, I can't remember which one, he does scream on at like the end, but every other song he's just it's very melodic and very different from his Deftones stuff. Whoa!
I swear all the cross this time I've prayed for this day to come true. No one knows how deep the waves we've waded through. I wish I could take your hand and make it true. No one knows how far apart we've stayed to get through. I wish I could take your hand and make it true. 'Cause no
Oh man,
one
vocals.
we stay to get through. Can you say I swear on the cross? Can you promise that to the grave you'll take my name? Can you promise me?
Hell yeah. That might be my favorite song. That was so good. (1987). So there was a 1994, now there's 1987. Okay. Is that a Mellotron? Oh yeah, that's definitely a Mellotron.
A shoebox of ashes, a silver cascade, a mother dressed for eternity's parade. 'Cause no one knows how deep the waves we've waded through. Can you say I swear on the cross? Can you promise that to the grave you'll take my name? Can you promise me? 'Cause no one knows how deep the waves we've waded through. Can you say I swear on the cross? Can you promise that to the grave you'll take my name? Can you promise me? 'Cause no one knows how deep the waves we've waded through. Can you say I swear on the cross? Can you promise that to the grave you'll take my name? Can you promise me? 'Cause no one knows how deep the waves we've waded through. Can you say I swear on the cross? Can you promise that to the grave you'll take my name? Can you promise me? 'Cause no one knows how deep the waves we've waded through. Can you say I swear on the cross? Can you promise that to the grave you'll take my name? Can you promise me? 'Cause no one knows how deep the waves we've waded through. Can you say I swear on the cross? Can you promise that to the grave you'll take my name? Can you pro
That time signature is odd in those verses. Nice. I like that one. Yeah, I definitely feel like the time signature in those verses were odd, but I don't know. Whoa. Oh man, the sound of those drums are crazy. It was a cool little interlude.
How come you never rest your tongue? How do you ever
Oh man, this beat is crazy.
I know you wanna try it, so go and find it, taste it like it. They got you so excited, you wanna climb it and taste the violence. Between the razors and the hooks, and from the blood that you coughed up, I see you wanna taste, but don't wanna wreck your life. I think you know the game, so go ahead and take a bite. I know you wanna try it, so go and find it and taste it like it.
I like all of these like kind of
Got you so excited,
beachy slide guitar parts on some of these songs.
uncovering your eyes, rediscovering the so go and climb it, taste the violence. They got you so excited, so go and dive it and taste it like it, like it.
Nice. Yeah, this is sounding very like a lot of these songs sound very like indie pop and sort of like the like that 2010s era pop indie pop sound and I feel like this album is kind of on the front edge of that because it came out, a lot of these songs were written in like 2011, 2012. But yeah, I'm getting a lot of like like I said, Glass Animals, Coast Modern. Some of the melodies kind of remind me of stuff like Foster the People, even though I don't think the instrumentation sounds anything like that. But yeah, like I'm just getting that type of vibe from a lot of these songs. Not every one, but especially like that last song, I was like very in that realm of music, and I like that type of music. I mean, I listened to that a whole lot during that time period. So 808. And there it is. Wow. And that is the album Crosses by Crosses 2014. That was a cool fucking listen, dude. Very cool. Yeah, some of these songs are fantastic, and I think the overall vibe of the album's very unique to anything Chino's done before. Um, like the way he was singing on every song was just so different from stuff from like Deftones or stuff he did on Team Sleep for the most part. Like it definitely reminds me more of like dream pop, indie pop type of sound with some more like darker, I guess, like gothic type of sounds intermingled throughout these songs. But overall, I feel like, yeah, very consistent sound and tone throughout every song, but really cool, really different from anything else I've heard Chino do before. So I will, of course, listen to this album a few more times before giving you my final thoughts on it. But first impressions, really like it. Loved all the electronics across this album. I'd say on first listen, Bitches Brew, Trophy, the Epilogue, Option, Blk Stallion, and Prurient. Those songs are probably my favorite just off of first impressions. But of course, that'll probably change once I listen to this album a few more times. So uh, I will let you know what my thoughts are right after this. So stay tuned. All right, so it's been Not even a week, I think, since I listened to the album. I wanted to get this video out as fast as possible just because I've got some things coming up, so I won't have another chance to film this part of the video and then upload it. So uh, I've been listening to this album pretty much nonstop on repeat. It is so easy to listen to over and over again, man. It's so good. Don't really know where to begin, but first and foremost, it is a very different type of album than anything else from Chino. I feel like, in terms of just the entire structure of the album and how each song is written is so different from anything from Deftones or Team Sleep. It is very much a like a pop centric album, as opposed to, you know, Deftones, which is very much metal and experimental. Team Sleep, very experimental. So this album is just so different because it's so straightforward. Uh, Opposed to all of Chino's other output, that it did kind of surprise me with just how kind of, you know quote unquote standard it is. Now that does kind of like simplify it too much. I wouldn't say that, you know it's I definitely wouldn't say that this album is bland or boring. As a matter of fact, I feel like it is pretty incredible how just tight and solid all of the tracks on this album are. Listening to it on repeat, it really does kind of just flow, but not so. I definitely, can tell that this is an album that is, just kind of a collection of songs. There is a good flow to the album and the track list, but opposed to albums like Team Sleep or a lot of Deftones albums, it doesn't have cross song transitions pretty much at all. So every single song, it starts and then it ends, and then the next song starts and then it ends. Some songs do kind of carry a similar vibe from the previous song into the next song, kind of like Trophy and the Thholyghst. Those two kind of um, feel similar in a lot of ways to me. So do Blk Stallion and Cross, the like instrumental song on the album. I feel like the song Cross is very similar to Blk Stallion in terms of just overall sound. Like I feel like the chorus of Blk Stallion could be, sung over the instrumental of Cross, and it would still work. And yeah, a lot of the songs, kind of have a very consistent feel and sound from song to song. And really, the more subdued and like calmer songs on the album, I feel like are really great and a welcome contrast to the more upbeat, punchier songs on here. I really do like how, the Thholyghst and Trophy are back to back kind of slower songs. I mean, the Thholyghst definitely has like some energy, especially towards the end of the song, but overall it's a pretty more mellow song after the first three kind of hit after hit after hit. The Thholyghst and Trophy kind of bring the album back down a little bit, but then the epilogue hits and it just brings everything back up. And the epilogue is probably my absolute favorite song on this album. And I think what really like accentuates that song is the fact that the previous two songs are a slower, you know, more subdued moment on the album, that when the epilogue hits, it just like, ascends you straight into the stratosphere, and just brings new life into the album again. And then, it goes on from there. But yeah, I love the epilogue to death. It is probably my absolute favorite song on this album. The chorus, the pre-chorus, it's just so good. It is probably like the most uplifting song on this album. It doesn't have many of the, spookier, kind of darker uh elements that a lot of the songs on this album have. It is very much kind of just like a straightforward, almost kind of dance pop in a way, but it's so good. Yeah, and then from there on down, like I feel like the album just continues from track to track in such a great way. One of my favorite songs on here actually is uh 1994. Sorry, 1987. I think is my favorite, like, more subdued song on this album. Just the melody, the chord progression, and all of the production on that song is just so immaculate, and it's kind of creepy, but the melody is just so, like, hypnotizing to me. I don't know. I just I've really come to love 1987 quite a bit as like one of the calmer moments on the album. Just such a beautiful song. Um, This Is a Trick is another one of my favorites on this album. It's such a great way to start the album, I'd say. It does kind of feel like one of the most Deftones like songs on here, and I think that's really just because of the way Chino's singing. It's just, he is kind of singing in his Deftones style, because almost every other song on this album, with a few moments here and there as an exception, but for the most part, every single song he sings very softly or just super melodically in a way that he doesn't really do on any other of his projects that I've heard. So it's so cool and great to hear him, uh, you know, sing in a different way, and he sounds amazing on this album. I mean, God, like on the song Option, goddamn, he sounds so good on that song. The way his falsetto sounds on that, like, post chorus or whatever you want to call that part where he's singing like that, incredible, amazing. And then, Telepathy, another one of my absolute favorite songs on this album. Just so good. Yeah, Telepathy, I feel like is almost like a dance pop song. Just how bouncy it is, and the bass on the fucking song is so goddamn groovy. Uh, yeah, that is definitely one of my favorite songs. Bitches Brew as well is a fantastic song, kind of in a similar way, just like this hard hitting drum beat, and very, like, this is one of the more like spookier songs, I'd say. Um, but so good, and I love, again, the way Chino sings and his screaming on uh the end bit. Blk Stallion, which I didn't can't really recognize this on first listen, but Blk Stallion, White Pony, just a fun little parallel. That actually my girlfriend pointed out to me. I didn't realize until she said that I was like, oh yeah, White Pony, Blk Stallion. Uh, and that is something I will say. This album here is the first uh album I've listened to on this channel that my girlfriend loves. Like, she likes some Deftones stuff, but she's not a super big fan of them. In fact, I think I kind of turned her off from them because of how much I've listened to Gore. She does not like that album, and I love it, so I listen to it a lot, and I don't think that she's really into it. But this album, it, like she's been listening to on repeat as well, and so I'm glad that that this album is kind of like a gateway, it seems like, for more sort of like pop oriented people to get into Chino's music, because I feel like this album does have a lot of Deftones qualities to it outside of just Chino singing. um that, like, some of the songs on here do remind me of some of their more like either electronic or just straightforward songs and albums, kind of like Diamond Eyes or something. And speaking of Diamond Eyes, this album is incredibly horny. I mean, like, way hornier than Diamond Eyes is. Like, got like every single song, I feel like, in some way or form is about sex. Or, I mean, literally, prurient. We looked up. Me and my girlfriend looked up the definition to that song, of that word, and it is sexual in nature. I can't actually remember what the definition is now, but it's something to do with sex, and it is just it's yeah, very horny album, very spooky as well. But overall, man, such a good listen, such a cool project, and it makes me very excited to listen to the other Crosses album that I think was released in 2023, so very recently. So I'm very excited to check that out, see how that compares to this album. But on first listen to Crosses, the side project, this is a really good introduction. And I hope that they keep making music, further on down the line, because uh, they have a really cool sound that I dig quite a bit. So that's pretty much all I have to say on this one. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and the next video of mine will be me listening to Chino's third side project, third and final, as far as I know, which is Palms, that he does with the band Isis. So I'm excited to hear how that compares and differs with Crosses and Team Sleep now. But yeah, that will be my next video. And then after that, I believe I'll actually, after Palms, I am going to be listening to the Team Sleep Woodstock Sessions album, which is a live album of a lot of the Team Sleep songs on their debut album, but also some unreleased songs from them. But it's I've seen a ton of comments on my Team Sleep video wanting me to check that out. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that after Palms, and then after that, I'll be listening to the second album from Crosses. Um, so yeah, that is my roadmap for the next few videos. So stay subscribed if you want to keep following along on this exploration through Chino Moreno side projects. But that's all I have for today. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.